Hi Fiends, thanks for joining me on DonnaJean's Coffee House of Horror. And here we are, the end of November, the very end of Felissa Rose month. So we have one more little ditty to share with you that I believe you're going to enjoy. And we're going to be wondering about getting through that cruel summer. Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me. So, Scott Tepperman, you're the co-owner of Lost Bass Productions.
Those Bastards, yep.
Writer, director of Cruel Summer 2, and Cruel Summer 3, Pray for Fall. Could you tell us a little bit about the franchise?
Yeah, basically I just grew up a horror, as most of us are, horror addict, horror fanatic, didn't have a real outlet for what I wanted to do. So I went to school like everybody probably did, went to acting classes, took improv, did all this and that, put that on the back burner for many years. Years down the line, I ended up getting cast on Ghost Hunters International. I was one of I hate the term, but I was one of the stars on the show. And at that time, I started hitting up a lot of independent companies that were doing films, because I know a lot of times people want some kind of star power, and I actually had some at that time. And I was reaching out to people and saying, listen, if you'd want me in your production, I went to school for this stuff, I have a passion for it, give me a shot, let me get out there and show you what I can do, just to get my name out there, help you along, and I'll come out on my own dime and everything else. And started building out a rapport with a lot of people in the community. And I met my business partner, who John Dugan is a longtime friend of, Jim O'Rear, who I've been partnered with since 2015 with Los Bastards Productions, but we worked together several years before then on productions as well. We've done a series of feature films leading up to Cruel Summer, and it just made sense. We just realized that we did thrillers, we did comedies, we did this and that, and our heart was in horror. And it's like, well, why have we never really done a flat out horror flick? And Jim, he's got a job at Disney, that's like his dream job. He's older than me anyways, he's kind of in semi-retirement mode. So he's like, I'm kind of burnt out on the whole slasher thing, just have fun with it and do it though, because you will know it's slasher because I know you. And so I just basically decided to make this slasher film that was planned to do 3 early on. I wanted to do 3. First main reason is trilogies sell better. I was just thinking of that. But I just thought that I was going to do this mindless body count. I got one of the FX artists that did Zombieland Double Tap makeup, and I got him on board for it. And as you can see from that trailer, which was cut together from 1 and 2, we hadn't have anything part 3 to promote yet at that time. But I got him on board, and we were just going to get everyone together in a location and kill him. And because of the lack of budget, I like the whole 80s aesthetic. And we didn't have a real budget, so what we did was we made it an 80s themed party. So we could get people driving modern cars to a location, just dressing up in modern gear and sell that, and dressing up in 80s gear and sell that to the audience. Well, it turned out that aside from just killing a bunch of people in the film, these actors that were a lot of them were first timers. I mean, they had either done short films or stage productions, but never did any feature films. A lot of them, they brought this level of emotional depth that I never expected. And so I think I was kind of smart enough to let the film evolve. I had ideas for part 2 and 3, but I'm like, let's just take this and go with it. And so I let it evolve, where the second film was the survivors dealing with the aftermath of the first one, and it was much more of a dramatic turn for everybody, but we still brought the gore and still brought the blood. And so now it's coming a full circle, where we're bringing everybody in for the third one. Everyone's back from 1 and 2, even if they died. This little pseudo universe we created, we have people playing different roles, and I think that's kind of cool. I don't like having people, if I can't get the same person back for a particular character, I'll write that character out. I don't like that. I don't think people buy that. But when you have people playing different characters, it adds a different surreal feel to everything. And I kind of think they were doing a good job, and I kind of like that idea. But I wanted to finish it and bring it full circle with the third one. And one of our main characters in the first 2 films, as well as the third film, the character's name is Felissa. And she was named, I told Felissa Rose, but she was named after Felissa Rose. And now they're actually going to be appearing in the scene together in the third one. Insane. You know, and John, I don't know if he quite picked up on this yet, because I didn't really overly tell him this, but I did tell him when I was originally speaking to him about this. And I know John many years now, but it's just an homage. A lot of it is an homage to Texas Chainsaw. I mean, I'm trying to, revere all the classics. And so I play the killer in the film, which is funny because everybody in the movie could probably kick my ass. The little guy I am, but my name is Gunner in the film. And so that's, is a little, and the doctor in part 3, his name is Dr. Sawyer. There's a lot of callbacks to Texas Chainsaw as well, and it's not any, it's respect. It's total respect about that. I even have a couple of nods to Terrifier, because Terrifier, as Felissa will know as well, but that's kind of the breakout indie. Every 5 or 6 years, there's this one breakout indie film, and Terrifier is kind of redefining stuff. And, you could either ape it and make fun of it, or go after it and be bitter about, you see all these different layers. I wanted to pay just a little bit of reverence to Terrifier, because I really respect what they're doing, and I respect the audience that they have. They're doing everything right. So I have just a few little subtle nuances in there that will kind of nod to the audience and nod to Terrifier fans. And I hope people appreciate that, because it's all love. It's all admiration and love, and that's where all this is coming from. I have part 3 is actually, there's a giant scene in part 3 that's lifted almost out of Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And so we have a lot of things that are hearkening to a lot of, our other main character is named Heather, named after Heather Langenkamp from Nightmare on Elm Street. So we these are not accidental occurrences. This is all done on purpose, and it's amazing to be. I wouldn't want anyone else on this film to first of all, as you brought up also earlier, but it's the 40th Sleepaway Camp. It's the 40th anniversary. It's the 50th anniversary of Texas Chainsaw coming up.
Yep.
Then these guys are pushing
35.
Right. And right.
35 first.
And you guys are pushing the hell out of our film and being enthusiastic about it, and like you don't have anything better to do. It's very humbling to see you guys do this and actually give a shit. Excuse me, but that's what's helping propel this campaign along. This is what's helping us propel. I mean, I think we're doing a pretty good Indiegogo. We keep refreshing new perks. We're keeping it fresh. We're keeping it exciting. We're keeping the perks cheap. Everything. But it's a combination of the fact that people are seeing the energy. People are seeing you guys giving a damn about it, pushing it, and it means the world to us. It really does. And that's why we're able to keep funding right now and being in a very good position to get pretty much more than we were actually targeting for. And so I appreciate it, but it's a testament to all you guys being very supportive of the project. It's humbling. It means the world to me. I've told you this, all of you, countless times, but it really means the world to me, and I can't be grateful enough.
It's amazing because not only is your film a love letter to that genre and the 80s horror, but you actually bring in folks from those iconic films, and that is amazing. You know, I mean, one of my favorite films is Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon, and this sounds like it's kind of got such similar, like just a big throw out, a big kiss, a love letter to that type of horror. And to do that, I mean, you brought in Angela from Sleepaway Camp. You brought in Dugan, Grandpa from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Beatrice Boepple from Nightmare on Elm Street 5. And, you know, how could you go wrong with this cast who are basically doing an homage to that type of horror?
Well, the one of the things that I really appreciate is, you know, some people, and you guys will know what I'm saying too. I know you have I have a lot of friends in the whole con circuit, and you guys obviously have tons more than I do. But it's sad because you have these fans, and you know, again, the Ghost Hunter stuff, we are very good with our fans too. But you have fans that grow up watching your stuff, and you're Angela, you're Grandpa, and you guys are cool, but to meet some people that you've had in your mind forever, you've built up, and you meet them, and they're less than what you make them out to be, it's a huge letdown. And there's a reason why each one of the guys that are in our film are who they are. And I'm not kissing your ass, but it's really true. Like, you guys embody the celebrity stuff. You're cool with the fans. You appreciate the fans. You couldn't be any nicer and more approachable. It's amazing. And so you guys deserve that celebrity status. And the fact that we're going to have, like, literally the Expendables of horror in our film, it's incredible. It's incredible. And Beatrice, I've always been crazy about Beatrice. And I personally, and then don't get upset with me, but I've always thought that you were extremely underutilized in the horror industry. I'm like, come on, she's badass. And she's starting to do more and more and more. But it's like, amen to that. And then Santiago did a video with John. They were at some convention. They were sending me something and being funny, and Beatrice popped in on it. And she's like, hey, you got a role for me? And was joking around. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if she's joking or not. I was like, oh my God, I totally want her on board. And I approached Beatrice, and we spoke at Scarefest at length and hit it off very well. I hope you think we did, but we drove in the airport, and it was a long drive. So we had a lot of time to talk, and I wouldn't want anybody else for these roles. And that's the God's honest truth. You guys are perfectly cast for these roles, and I'm very excited. Very excited.
Yay.
Now, I know you haven't started filming yet, but would it be, are you guys familiar with the characters that you're going to be playing enough to speak about them?
I just got the breakdown on my character yesterday, and well, because I told Scott that I would do this, but, you know, sight unseen. I never read the script. I just said I'll do it, yeah. And because, you know, I trust the guy, kind of. Well, not really. I'm just saying that because he's listening. But
thanks, John.
So I, you know, as soon as I saw my breakdown, I got really excited. I started working already. You know, I got thousands of ideas. So this role that he wrote for me, is just a dream for a fucking 70-year-old character actor. I mean, this is right up my fucking alley, man. I'm not kidding you. I'm really excited.
Are you allowed to tell us what kind of character it is, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Ask Scott.
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
Well, do you want to give us that kind of shit up, do you, Scotty?
I'll just put John is a very, very popular at the mental institution where the film is taking place. Let's put it that way. I think we can leave that up to people's interpretation. But John, I don't know, Beatrice, I don't know if I sent you, but Felissa and John, you both saw the location.
I can't hear that. You just broke up there,
It's
Scott.
badass. I said you saw the location. I sent you the pictures of the location, and it's a great place.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
beautiful and
Yeah.
looks super creepy.
So it's you have an old institution or like an old prison or something that you're using?
What I always like is to have one main we'll have a bunch of locations, but one main location is like one of the characters in its own. You know, we just like to do that, like The Shining or something like that. And we got
Right.
this location, and I have people, and we did film some stuff, by the way, in Vegas. I have different crews filming different stuff. So we just shot our first scenes in Vegas a couple weeks ago. But my people that are scouting stuff for me in Newport Richie, I have contacts down there, and they've been telling me about this place for a while because I told them what I needed. I've been, working on this for a long time, and this place, and it was I think it was built in 1927. It was an old mental institution. Go figure. That's what I need for the elderly. And now it's a hotel, but it has that real creepy vibe about it. But it's beautiful, but it's mysterious, and I think it'll be a great addition to the whole set. Now I'm not sure, Beatrice. I don't think you're going to be filming there, but you will see it.
Okay, yeah. I did get to, I was in a film where we filmed, quite a few scenes in an old abandoned institution. It's actually been used in tons of movies, but it is so creepy. It does, like it's its own character. It has, and you just walk in there and you feel, I could just hear the people screaming and scratching the walls. It's like, oh, very, very creepy. But I couldn't imagine John with anything with an institution.
In a deserted hospital that is considered one of the most haunted places in Tennessee or Georgia. What is it? Pittsburgh.
It was in
I
think Tennessee, the old South Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Not only did we work
South
in there,
yeah.
but we all slept in there. We all had our own fucking hospital. Yeah, it was fucking wild.
Oh no, really?
Let me tell you.
Wow.
Felissa, could you tell us a little bit of your character without giving anything big away?
That's Scott. Do you want to take that question?
I basically, and I actually told Felissa, we met a couple years ago briefly, and one of my friends, my good friend Sean Donahue, who you know, but he was telling me, as soon as Felissa's going to be around, this and that. I met her at a convention. She was walking by, and I just told her at that time that I was doing a cool summer film, and I actually named the character after her, and she thought that was really cool at the time. And at that point, I was like, I really, really want to get her on board. This was like from part 1 or part 2 is a while back, because we've been doing one pretty much every year. But I wrote this character just seeing how Felissa is in a lot of films, because I'm obviously a fan. But I thought that it would be awesome to have her be this sassy building inspector, and she wants to shut this hospital down. This sleazy doctors, I can't tell if they had a past before or not. There's like vibes or whatever, but she's just thoroughly disgusted by this guy, and she wants to shut this place down, even if it looks good. She's like, I'm gonna find something about this. It's just she's determined to play this thing. So that's her role, and she's just there to make life a living hell for everybody. And I don't know if it goes the way she plans, but that's pretty much what like foul mouthed and sassy, and yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be fun.
She does the whole quiet type till she's ready to kick butt. So
Right. Well, and I hope this is okay, but there's one line, and I'm gonna give everyone a little sneak preview, just because we're doing this interview, and whoever's watching it may get a little benefit here. But I always try again to pepper in things from certain movies, and she's being sassy about whatever, and then there's one part where we have a character come out and basically blurts out to her, "Hey, Inspector, why are you so fucked up?" It's a little sleepaway camp line there, which is a brilliant line from Sleepaway Camp. But I think, again, it'll be good on its own, but people that definitely know the film should pick up on it.
And then, as she turns around and makes the face.
Right.
I can't even imagine this would be any more fun than it sounds as though it's going to be.
It's done with a lot of heart and passion, and you know, things that what you guys are doing right now and allowing us to get this forum to do this is huge, because unfortunately, you know, a lot of the big companies that have the reach don't want to support the indie film because the money's not there. And so the indie filmmakers, and admittedly, and John knows this because he did a video about this too, and was talking about it from his porch, the porch thoughts, which are great. I love those, by the way. But he was basically saying a lot of indie films, they're half-assed, or they're done with malicious intent. I mean, people will raise $200,000 and then put out a $3,000 movie and bank the rest of the money. I've heard this constantly, but it happens so much, so it makes it really hard for the people that are truly trying to make films just because they want to do them. And you know, Amazon is making it more tough for everybody, and physical media is going away, and indie film is a lifeline for physical media. And so it's very important that indie film stays out there and stays relevant, and providing an opportunity for us to do what we're doing tonight is absolutely huge. So again, I appreciate it very much because it's tough.
You don't start at the top, you know?
So, B, can you give any hints on your character in Cruel Summer 3?
Yeah, I'm playing the character. Her name is Brooke, and she is the wife of one of the main characters, apparently, who's been in 1 and 2, the retired policeman. And it's funny because I just got sent my little thing the other day, and I was looking, and it reminds me a lot of in Stakeout. I was Emilio Estevez's wife. You know, he's a cop, and it's like kind of coming in, but yeah, she sounds like a good, strong, fun character. You know, yeah. So supportive of her husband and protective of her family. So it should be fun.
That's cool that you brought that up, because when we were talking and I said I think I have a perfect role for you, I swear that's exactly what I was thinking of when you were in Stakeout, and that's why I thought that role would be I already had people auditioning for that role, and they were waiting to hear back from me, and they were okay when I told them it's kind of being filled by you. It's not like they lost out to somebody, you know. It's like, okay, that's really cool, but that's exactly what I thought. I thought you'd be perfect for that, and I thought your character's role, the dialogue is very important because you drive the story a lot along with your dialogue, and I know it's dialogue heavy, so I apologize in advance, but I like your lines in this one, and I know that you can add stuff to it well and make it your own, and I'm excited to see where you take it, because I only put the words down there, but I'm excited because I think it is a good fit.
Fun. Great.
Yeah, Indiegogo being in demand. So anybody who's watching this that thinks, I really need to get in this, would you be comfortable talking about some of the perks that people could get if they jumped on board?
Yeah, what we try to do too is make it the perks very affordable, and generally what we've done, we're trying to be mindful of the fact that inflation, post-COVID, everything is working against people's wallets nowadays. But everyone's been a lifeline to us forever, and John knows that too. Early on, We've been funding stuff, and it's been working. So what we wanted to do is offer things very cheap, but now instead of selling a T-shirt for $60, we're selling one for $20. So we need to sell 3 times as many, and so it's been working, thank God. But it's been tough for us. So yeah, we have T-shirts available. We have cast and crew signed Blu-rays, DVDs, posters. And we started adding stuff recently since we jumped into In Demand the other day. I was going to speak to Beatrice and John. I already asked Felissa, and she said fine, and Santiago said fine, so we're offering those, but out of respect, I'm not going to just put you guys up there as well. But what we're doing is we're even offering private one-on-one calls from Santiago on the set during downtime, and obviously we wouldn't build that into your break time, but if you have 5 minutes, have a quick call with somebody, and someone's like, how's it going on a set? Those are things that fans love, and so they're doing that. I'm doing a set tour. Mine was already bought earlier today, but then we're doing join us on location for the day and basically shadow everybody if you want to stay out of the way. shadow us if you want. It gives people an opportunity to see the inner workings of indie film. It helps us along because it does add to our fundraiser, but people don't have this opportunity ever. And especially if you're on a SAG set, people are just that way. If you drop a lamp over, you can't pick it up. It's like, hang on, someone else is going to get that. Literally, it's that bad. So I'm not denigrating anybody, but that's how it is. And so it's so structured and regimented that it doesn't really, it's not really conducive for people to learn and enjoy stuff.
I had a Teamster get on my ass. The producer said it's lunch. This was on a film, on a industrial film shoot in Chicago. And the producer just said, I've known her I worked with her a lot. And she goes, "Hey, John, will you pick up that cooler and bring it to the lunchroom?" I said, "Sure," And I went to pick it up, and there was a Teamster sitting there. He goes, "Don't touch that." I said, "Huh? Is that your job, man? Don't touch that."
Right, it's crazy. Right. But see, but there is stuff like that going on. And so, our hope too is that we may spark the interest of somebody else to get into indie film, which indie film desperately needs. People that have passion behind it. There's so many good filmmakers out there in indie film that don't get stuff made. But then there's also so many nowadays, they have an iPhone and they think that they're a filmmaker, and that's not the case either. That's the same thing with ghost hunting, because you have to put the work into it. You have to get things distributed, and everything we've ever done has been worldwide distribution. Everything has gotten that, and it's insane. And so we already have interest in the third one based on the first two doing well and getting out there already. Like, they're on Tubi right now. But when I have this cast on board now, it's a no-brainer. People really want them to get on board. So.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of an idea when you'll actually start filming?
Yeah, we're filming in the first week of January.
Okay.
Yeah, first week of January, we're going to do a couple of shoots, probably 2 shoots, just to keep it a little simpler, because the days are going to be long. But we're planning to hopefully do a local screening for the cast. It could be open to the public, but it's not going to be a world premiere. We're going to have, probably in the summer, we'll rent out a theater and we'll have a local screening there, because it is big. It's important I think for a lot of the cast members and the crew to see their work realized on a big screen. A lot of people don't ever see that. So it's a big treat for everyone. The people usually love that. And then we're going to do that. And I've been speaking to Wes and the guys at Scarefest. My goal is to get Cruel Summer World Premiere Part 3 at Scarefest this year. We'll see. We did Part 1 there a couple of years ago. I didn't do Part 2. I didn't even submit Part 2 because I knew my friends, the Booth brothers, were putting their film out, and I knew that was... I didn't want to take any kind of fire from them on that one at all. I said, let's just let that happen, because they're great guys. But I want to see if I can get Part 3 for this October. So hopefully, if we can get that working, that'll be the world premiere, and we'll see. That's a goal. Anyway.
I was actually going to ask if you had any idea when people will be able to see it. That's it right there. And if you do the world premiere there, if you think of it, shoot me a text. I'll help to post it around as much as I can too. Cool. So, because I know people are going to want to see it.
Cool.
So,
yeah, and the first 2 are on Tubi. Again, everyone can watch them. You don't even need an account for Tubi. With all these streaming services charging so much money, it's going to cause people to go back to cable. It's getting ridiculous. But Tubi, you don't even need an account. Go on your computer, type Tubi.com, look for the little magnifying glass, type in Cruel Summer and sequel Cruel Summer 2. Have a good time watching them. They're fun. They're enjoyable movies. Check them out.
It sounds fantastic. I'm so excited to see you guys all up there together. And I guess, just for the viewers watching, go check out Cruel Summer 1 and 2. Get ready for number 3, because it sounds like it's going to come and get you.
That's the goal.
Jean, we love you.
We love you. And everybody, let's, in the closing of Felissa Rose Month, yes, thank you.
Felissa.
You are the best. We love you.
Yay.
Agree.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you guys again for being on board our film.